All right, good morning. Hope you have a great weekend. We have a special guest here for an assembly. Just a couple reminders, stay in your seat, crisscross applesauce, be a good neighbor. If you have a question during the presentation, what should you do? Good. Third, fourth, and fifth graders know that. So I'm going to introduce Zach Gowen, and he's here to present to you. So please give him a round of applause and nice welcome.
Good morning. Y'all hear me? If you can't hear me, how can you respond? No. The math ain't math. Something doesn't make sense. I need to make sure you can hear me and I can hear you, because this is going to be an interactive presentation. Meaning I'm going to be asking you questions, you're going to be asking me questions. I might bring some of you up in front of your entire school. How are you volunteering already when you don't know what I'm going to ask you to do? Are you volunteering, young lady? Alright, with the glasses, come up here. Come up here. With the glasses. If you raise your hand, you do not. Alright, come up here with the blonde hair. Yeah, see it. Yep. Come on up. Clap once if you hear me. Clap once if you hear me. Young lady, what is your name?
Carlina.
Carlita? Carlita, what grade are you in?
Fourth.
You're in fourth grade? Y'all know Carlita? What do you do now? Carlita's in the fourth grade. Can we show some love for Carlita for coming out here for today? Carlita says she's scared. She doesn't like being in front of people. But would we agree that it takes a lot of courage to come up in front of everybody? Yes or no? It takes a lot of courage. Carlita, here's what I want you to do. If you're already super brave and you're already my hero for the day, okay? But if you have enough courage, and if we get enough support from your friends and classmates, I want you to sing part of your favorite song for everybody. Do you think Carlita has enough courage to sing part of her favorite song? She says that she's afraid that her friends and her classmates are going to laugh at her because she can't sing good. Why? Because we respect how much courage it takes to come up here. And she's great. And we're not worried about what other people think about us, are we? Clap twice if you're here. Clap 3 times if you pooped your pants. I knew I smelled something. Clap once if you're here. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Zach Gowen. I live in a city very, very far away called Livonia, Michigan. Oh, you know Livonia? I love it. Clap once if you're here. I came today to share a message and to share a little bit about my story. Y'all want to hear my story? I got a lot of questions when y'all walked in. I got a lot of questions. People stop, they stare, they point at me wherever I go, but that's okay. You're special too. I think we're all special, aren't we? So I had a lot of questions about my robot leg. Here's what I want to tell you. I want to tell you a little bit about my challenges that I've experienced, and I want to tell you about how I overcame them. Can we do that together? Yes or no? So when I was 8 years old, I was in the 2nd grade. I sprained my left knee playing soccer. Normally this isn't a big deal, and it won't be a big deal for you, and it's not a big deal for anybody else, but for me it was a very big deal. Because after I sprained my knee, it took about 7 or 8 or 9 months and my leg would never heal. In fact, it got worse and worse and worse, and we couldn't figure out what was going on until the doctors did a battery of tests. And the test results came back and they were conclusive. The reason why I sprained my knee in the first place, and the reason why it never healed, was because of a tumor growing on my left femur right above my left knee cave. I'll tell you exactly what a tumor is. I was diagnosed with something called osteosarcoma, which is a rare form of bone cancer. And we all know how serious that disease can be, right? And so the doctors and the surgeons, they sat my mom down and said, listen, if we want to save Zach's life, we have to amputate his leg. We have to literally cut it off at the source, because the fear was, I know, man. The fear was the cancer was going to spread to the rest of my body, and it's really, really bad news if that happens, right? All right, good. And so, even though I lost my entire left leg to the battle of cancer when I was 8 years old, I would argue that I won the war of life, because it's been 32 years. Cancer-free. It's never come back. I'm alive. Thank you. I'm on my own 2 feet, and I'm hanging out with all my new best friends today, and I think that's great. And I can even hit the grid. Clap once if you're here. But growing up, I wasn't always that grateful, because going through that as a kid is really, really, really hard. Shout it out. What's the one thing a kid doesn't want to feel as they grow up? Pain. What else? Embarrassment. What else? Sadness. Yeah. And I felt all of that simply based on how I looked. So that's me at 8 years old, and that's my first prosthetic leg. So you can call it a robot leg if you want. You can call it a prosthetic leg if you want. Thank you. You can call it whatever you want. You're not going to offend me. Long story short, it helps me walk, it helps me run, it helps me jump, and it helps me dance. And for that, I'm grateful. Good. But growing up, clap once if you're here. Clap twice if you're here. But growing up, it was really, really challenging, because I felt all of those things based on how I looked physically. I felt different. I felt not good enough. I felt ashamed, embarrassed, ugly. I felt like I was like on the sideline watching the parade of life go by in front of me, so close I could almost be a part of it, but never quite a part of. And that made me really, really sad. Until one day, And let me say this real quick, okay? If you have questions, please lock it into that track, that big brain of yours, and then save them for the end, okay? Because if I start answering questions, I'm never going to get through this. We're going to run out of time, and then we're not going to have lunch, and that's going to be really, really sad if we don't have lunch, right? I want to be here for lunch too. I heard lunch here is really good. Is that true? Well, I know the ladies in the lunchroom work really, really, really hard. They work really hard to feed all of you. And they do a really good job. Clap once if you're here. Clap twice if you're here. But luckily for me, there was one man that came into my life when I was 8, 9 years old. This man saved my life. It wasn't my father or a coach or a teacher or a mentor. It was a guy that I saw on TV. It was this man. If anybody knows who this is. 8 and up, she said, 97, come on. Come on up, all the way in the back with the glasses. Yes, you. Come on up. So I have a one mic rule. That means if there's one mic and somebody's speaking on that mic, we give them all the respect in the world. Can you agree with me, yes or no? Yeah. What's your name, sir?
Chase.
Chase, and what grade are you in?
5th.
5th grade? Y'all know Chase in 5th grade? Yeah! Can we all show Chase in 5th grade some love? Chase, if you tell me who that man is on the screen right now into this microphone, I will do a backflip off that stage. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. He said that's Ric Flair. Is he right? Chase, you are absolutely right. Show Chase some love. I am not doing a backflip off that stage. Are you crazy? And I have one leg. Y'all want to see me break my neck? Clap once if you're here. That's unbelievable. Chase, you're the best. Thank you for that, Chase. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Ric Flair. He is the greatest of all time, 16-time world heavyweight champion. I'm talking about professional wrestling. I love professional wrestling. I love professional wrestling now at 40 years old just as much as I loved it at 8 years old. Professional wrestling is my life, right? And clap once if you're here. I'm happy to declare it to anybody who asks how much I love professional wrestling, but it was a little bit different when I was 8 years old and I tell people I love professional wrestling because they would always respond with the exact same thing to me. They'd go, you know that stuff's fake, right? You know it's phony, you know it's not real, you know they're really not hitting each other. Thank you! I wish y'all were there. Listen, of course, I understand that professional wrestling is entertainment. And it's not a real athletic competition between 2, 4, sometimes 30 other competitors. I get that fundamentally deep inside. But the moves are still real, right? Let me give you an example. How many of us ever had an older brother or sister that would powerbomb us, that would body slam us on the couch, and would fall off the couch, and go crying in the night, right? That hurts, right? Let me ask this. Clap once in here. Let me ask this. Let's be honest. All right, y'all ready to be honest with me? How many of us have a younger brother or sister that we would powerbomb, that we would body slam? If you know how much it hurts, why would you do that to your younger brother or sister? wrestling so much that when I was growing up, people would ask me what I wanted to be when I grew up, and I tell them all the exact same thing. I say, listen, when I grow up, I'm going to be the world's first one-legged WWE superstar. Period. I wish y'all were there when I declared that when I was 16 years old, because that's not the response that I got. In fact, most people laughed at me. In fact, most people said that I was crazy and that it was impossible. And I was crazy and it was impossible. What happens when we hear something over and over and over again, whether it's true or not? What happens? We get angry. We start to believe it. We start to believe it. If we hear something enough, whether it's true or not, we start to believe it. That's how everything works. That's how media works, propaganda works, advertising, all of it. We hear something enough, we start to believe it. So all of a sudden, the voices on the outside become the voices on the inside, and that's not right. That's not right at all. But for me, I didn't know that when I was 16. And I'm going to tell you all this. There are 3 things in this life that I can't control. There are 3 things. That's it. My attitude, my actions, and my reaction. The only 3 things in life I can control, and you, are your attitude, actions, and reactions. Your what? Your attitude, actions, reactions. Your what? That's it. That's it. And if y'all learn to master that now, at this age, I'm telling you, life's going to be indescribably wonderful. It's going to be awesome. But see, I didn't know that when I was 16. So I took everybody's lies about what I can and can't do, and I believed them. So I gave up on my dream of becoming the world's first one-legged WWE superstar. Thank you. I wish you were there when I said that. But the problem in giving up my dreams at 16 was there was nothing that to replace it with. Until one day, my mom, when I was 16 years old, she changed my life forever. And she's done that multiple times throughout my life. I have a superhero for a mom. She's my hero. Does anybody else in this room have a superhero for a mom? That's their hero that picks you up when you fall down and make sure you're good, make sure you're fed, make sure you're taken care of. Man, listen. I love my mom. Clap one to me here. So I'm 16 years old. My mom comes into my room and she senses that something is wrong, and she says, Zach, what's going on? Your grades are slipping. You don't want to go to school anymore. You don't want to go outside. And that, for some reason, I was honest with her and I asked for help. And I said, Mom, listen, this is what I want to do, but I look like this. And people who look like this don't get to do that. People who come from where we come from don't get to do that. And I don't know what to do with my life. And then my mom got all up in my face. And her eyes got real big. And she said, Zachary Mark. You know what's serious when your mom uses your full first name and middle name? She goes, Zachary Mark. She goes, knock it off. Knock it off. I didn't raise you to be a victim of what other people say you can and can't do. That is not for them to decide. That is for you to decide, and you only. She said, the history books in the library in the school that you go to, those history books are filled with people who were called crazy by those who are lazy. And I will not raise a son who grows up to be lazy. She said, Zach, if you want to be a professional wrestler, go be a professional wrestler. Yeah, man. The point is that we have to recognize those people in our lives that speak life into us, whether it's our teachers, whether it's our principal, whether it's the awesome lunch mom who keeps showing up for us, coaches or mentors, people that believe in us when we don't believe in ourselves. We have to believe in them, right? And we have to be motivated enough to take action. That's what I did. At 18 years old, I took action. I went to wrestling school, and guess what? I was the best wrestling student that school had ever produced. At 19 years old, I got a phone call that changed my life forever. It was a cold January morning. There was snow on the ground. 9 a.m. on a Saturday. Cartoons were on the TV. I was wearing my favorite pajamas. They were the ones with the zipper that go from the hip. The ones, yeah. It was a green lizard onesie. He had a tail that wagged in the back. It was so sick. I'm eating my bowl of Lucky Charms and the phone rings and the conversation sounded like this. Hello? And then I hear a voice. Is this Zach Gowen? I say, yeah, who's this? Zach, my name is John Laurinaitis and I'm the Senior VP of Talent Relations for the WWE. We think you have a great story. We think you're a great wrestler. We'd love you to be part of the company. Do you want to become a WWE superstar? What do you think I said? I want to be a WWE superstar. And on that day, I signed a 3-year contract with the WWE, effectively becoming the world's first one-legged WWE superstar. Period. Let me answer your questions at the end, okay? I promise I'll leave time for that. Listen, I was given a presentation in Columbus, Ohio, in a place called Beechwood Elementary. And it was just like this. It was the 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders. And I showed this picture. And all of a sudden, this little 4th grade girl interrupts the entire presentation. She stands up, and I say, yes, ma'am, can I help you? She goes, yeah. And I go, what's up? She points at the picture, she points at me, and she goes, that ain't you. She goes, that's not you. I said, what do you mean? She goes, that can't be you. I said, why? She goes, because the guy in the picture is cute. I said, honey, I will drop kick a 10-year-old girl right now. I'm like, I didn't say that, and I will not drop kick a 10-year-old girl. I got to wrestle with all of my heroes. I debuted with Hulk Hogan. I got to wrestle with Ric Flair. I'm one of 5 wrestlers to wrestle Vince McMahon himself on pay-per-view. I even wrestled a guy by the name of John Cena on SmackDown. Did I win? No, I didn't win. I couldn't see him. Love him like my dad joke. I couldn't see him. Can I tell you one of my biggest moments in WWE? So it was at this place in Detroit that used to be very, very famous called the Joe Louis Arena. It was at Joe Louis Arena, my hometown, my home arena. All my friends and family in the stands. My mom in the front row, my grandma in the front row, my little brother in the front row. That was the good news. The bad news was I had to wrestle a guy by the name of Brock Lesnar. The biggest moment I had in my life. So let me say that. It was me and Stephanie McMahon versus the 7-foot, 500-pound Big Show, the world's largest wrestler. In a no disqualification match. I'll show you the end of the match if y'all want to see it. It's important to note that, I always forget to mention this, but when I wrestled, I reached down and I popped my leg off. Not to beat somebody with it, what's the matter with you? why I take my prosthetic leg off is the human body is amazing. I lost my leg at 8 years old, but I grew up getting used to the fact that I have one leg. So my balance is good. I can run, I can jump, I can move a lot better in a space like a wrestling ring without my leg on. So the first thing you're going to see is me hop across the screen like a pogo stick. And then I drop kick Vince McMahon, and you'll see the end of the match. I hope you like it. My attitude, my actions, and my reactions. My what? See, life is not about what happens to us or outside circumstances or what we look like. Life is about how we respond to what happens to us. And if our responses are rooted in faith, rooted in love, rooted in service, and if our responses are rooted in taking care of our attitude, our actions, and our reactions, I promise you, you can do amazing things no matter who you are or where you're from. That's the message. The reason why I say it's the biggest moment of my WWE career is a beautiful quote by Mark Twain. And it sums it up perfectly. It says, the two most important days of your life, the day you were born and the day you find out why. In other words, your purpose. And I realized in that moment that they were reacting so strongly to me because they were connecting with my message, and so I wanted to find different platforms in order to carry my message to different audiences, not just wrestling fans. So 10 years ago, I became a motivational speaker, and over the past 10 years, I've worked with over 200,000 parents, teachers, and students from all over this beautiful country of ours. Not just wrestling fans, but people like you, and I get to carry that message. A couple of years ago, I climbed a mountain with 10 other amputees. That means there was 10 of us on the side of the Cayambe volcano in Ecuador, 10 legs between all of us, but we dragged each other to get to the top of the mountain to raise awareness and money for a company that helps amputees worldwide. We want to make a change. We want to use our stories. Thank you. And then a couple of years ago, I had an amazing platform on a different television show. It wasn't Raw, it wasn't SmackDown, it was a show called American Ninja Warrior. This is what happened when I competed on Ninja Warrior. It was the highest rated run on season 8 of American Ninja Warrior, and the reason why I would argue that they tuned in was the same reason why they reacted so strongly when I pinned the Big Show. It wasn't because of who I am or what I've done, it was because they connected with the story and what it represents, right? Clap once if you hear me. This is what can happen if we master our attitude, our actions, and our reactions. Our what? Everything is possible. Life isn't about what happens to us or where we come from or what we've been through or what we're going through. Life is about how we overcome. It's that simple. That's the message I want to carry to all of you today. That it's absolutely possible, that there is a big, huge world out there that's waiting for you. But only if you start mastering your attitude, your actions, and your reactions. Before I get out of here, I want to show you my biggest victory. These are my three boys. That's Nolan. He's in the 6th grade. That's Henry. He's in the 2nd grade. And that guy who looks like an angel, but he's really the devil. I don't care. It is what it is. His name's Diego. And then last year, she came into our lives, and we finally got our first girl. And her name is Quinn. And Quinn is perfect because she's a girl. That's just how that works. Or that's what my wife tells me. But you know what, Kelly, that's my family. The point is, thank you. The point is, where we come from doesn't have to be where we're going. It's simply your decision, and it starts now by controlling your what? Attitude, actions, and reactions. Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, let me mention one thing before I wrap up, okay? And then we'll get to your questions. I still wrestle to this day, 20 years later. In fact, I'll be wrestling in Wayne, Michigan on October 13th, which is a week from Friday. I'll be wrestling at this event, October 13th, at Hype Athletics in Wayne, and I want to see all of you there. And I want to see you bring your parents, and I want to see you bring your friends, and tell everybody you know. In fact, I'm going to send you all the information in an email today, okay? Tell your parents about it. And simply for being my friend, I'm going to give you $20 off just for coming to see the wrestling. Raise your hand if you want to come see me wrestle. Yeah, very good. Tell your parents to check their emails today, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Zach. I love you. I need you. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad I'm here too. Y'all are amazing. Thank you. Hold on. Before we get to questions, and we only have a few minutes, there's a group that I'd like to recognize, right? There's so many important people in our lives, right?